Here's a question I have for all the dads out there and husbands. How much does your family actually know the burden that being a dad and a husband sometimes carries? How much does the weight? Do they know how much the burden and the things that a dad has to juggle weighs on him physically and more mentally? With mental health, it's a serious thing, and over the past couple days, I've had some big thoughts about mental health, whether it comes from childhood trauma, which I didn't have a lot, post-traumatic stress disorder, which I'm not going to lean on that because the military, yes, I was over in the Middle East, but I'm not going to blame stuff on that. That seems wrong. But when it comes to mental health, I think more and more with me it's dealing with my boys and not having the greatest father figures to look up to, and I know how some people will take that, and they can take it how they want. I didn't have the best. I had what I had, and they did their best. But the one thing I've learned is that as a father and having two boys, especially one being a teenager close to being an adult, you have to teach him how to be a respectful gentleman and a respectful man towards anybody and everybody, even if the person is a egregious person. You teach him how to spot the good in people, and you teach him how to do manly things, and you teach them because no one else is going to teach you, and no one out in the real world is going to take their time to help. Unfortunately, that's with a lot of men, and I think that's where fathers should jump in. And I feel sometimes that I might have dropped the ball on some of it, but most dads feel that way, either with their with sons or daughters. It doesn't matter. They always think they've dropped the ball, and that doesn't always mean you're doing a bad thing or a bad job. It's a process, and some days I have highs of highs with teaching my boys, and then I have lows of lows. And recently it's come to, sometimes it gets really bad. And you want to keep pushing forward, and you want to keep pushing, teaching these boys, these men, how to do the right things and be progressive members of society. And I do. But like I told my daughter and I told my wife, you will never know the burdens and responsibilities that I, as a man and as a father and as a husband, have ever put on, would ever be put on me. And I will never tell you, because it's not your responsibility. It is mine. It's mine to bear. Not yours. Not anybody else's. And my sons will learn this one day. They'll learn it too. And they'll come to me for advice. And I could teach them, and I could tell them, hey, talk it out. Talk it with me. Talk to me. I don't have that. I don't have that with my father figures. I don't. So it's just balled up. And sometimes it gets the better of me. Sometimes it gets to the point where I want to explode. But all I want to say on here is, if you need help, get help. If you need somebody to talk to somebody. It can be a father, a son, a brother, an uncle, whoever it may be. Or you might be more comfortable with, if you don't have those figures, you might be more comfortable with your significant other, or your mom, or your aunt, or whoever. But you need to talk. And I think my sons are way too young to know about the burdens that I have to deal with. I've told them that they will have to deal with their own, but I don't want to put mine onto them. That's not good for them. But I just wanted to put this video out and just say, hey, I hope you have a good day. I have a good day. And mental health is a serious thing. And whatever you do, you should always try to seek help for anything. And don't be afraid. If you notice somebody having mental health issues, tell somebody. Get them help. Okay? I hope you all have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.